It looks like we are live, and good afternoon and happy Thanksgiving for all of you, especially the Americans, since it's our holiday, I suppose. And welcome everybody, and thank you for taking some time out of your holiday to join us and to do this very special work, this very special transmission with us this afternoon. So what we're going to do is talk, just a tad about Thanksgiving, about the holidays. Let me turn the pings off. Talk about heart-brain coherence and working with the master frequencies of the heart. Since this is Thanksgiving, it's the day of gratitude, so it's a good time to talk about that and do an activation to actually activate these master frequencies that connect to the heart. It connects to the central sun also, and so forth. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do our transmission, and wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. So welcome, Brooke, Jean, Susan. Thank you for being here. And every day should be Thanksgiving, right? So we're doing this very special heart expansion, this activation with the master teachers, this channeling work today. But you can do this any time of the year. So I know a lot of you are going to be watching this later as a video, or maybe not even on Thanksgiving Day, and you'll still tap into the same energy. So anyhow, it's very nice and sunny outside, but I'm a little bit partly cloudy inside. I have a feeling that has something to do with the fact that we did a really powerful transmission for the new moon yesterday, which is of course on the channel, and I encourage you guys to do that. That was powerful, and it affects my sleep. So anyways, but the spirit always reminds me we don't need sleep. So that's basically that. So let's get going here. And hi, Angela, Margaret, and Yana. Welcome, and everybody else is coming on. And again, I know a lot of people are with families and doing stuff like that. Oh, as I'm getting ready and gearing up to do this, I'm being reminded of when I first came up here. This is even before I moved up to the Catskills, to the Woodstock area, where I currently live. So it's about the 1990s, and I was just starting to talk to trees, or starting to communicate with trees and nature to another level. So my brother Anthony and myself, we came up to Woodstock. From New York City. We rode up on the bus, and we were kind of walking around. It was forget what time of year it was. I think it was the springtime, and we were walking around the woods, around the outskirts of Woodstock, and we just came onto this natural clearing in the woods. It was like a perfectly circular clearing in the woods. So I decided to meditate and to vibrate on the energy of the land. Now, mind you, Thanksgiving is a very I mean, it's a uniquely American holiday. I know Canada has their version of Thanksgiving, and other countries do. But in a sense, it celebrates the camaraderie between the native people and the European people, and how the Native Americans were able to actually help the early settlers survive. They offer their friendship, their wisdom, their lodges, and everything. And of course, the way we were, this is back in the 90s. I had my awakening in the late 70s, and there's a lot of, we'll just say, bad press when it comes to the white people and the treatment of the Native Americans. And granted, it's well deserving, but I had this kind of mindset, almost like this disdain of the European settlers and what they did to the Native Americans. And I really, I feel like my heart's Native, and I definitely have at least two Native American guys that work with me. So anyway, getting back to the story in hand, I sat in this circle, and I started to meditate, and I was transformed to another time, like an event that happened in that same space, but maybe at least a couple of hundred years ago, I guess. And I was just watching this big celebration, and there were native people, there were white people, all like getting along like brothers and sisters, like one big family, one big community. And I felt like they were Dutch. This was before I knew anything about the area. Well, before actually, I did some research after that, and indeed, there were a lot of Dutch settlers back in that era. But anyway, in my monkey mind or my programming or whatever you want to call it, I almost rejected that image because my mind was saying, "Wait a second, the white people they didn't embrace the natives. They laced their blankets with smallpox. There's genocide, and that's a good example of how a few bad apples can ruin everything. Because in this vision, they were celebrating. They were together, the children, white, native, they were dancing. There's a big, I don't know, it was like celebrating mace or corn and the bear, like we were celebrating that. And it was a really beautiful and eye-opening experience, and it just got me to really understand that, during that time, for the most part, the peoples got along, and they were, this is a harsh environment. I mean, just last weekend in mid-November, it got down to the low teens up here, and it's not even close to winter yet. And they helped each other survive basically, and that's really, I think, in this time in the 20 whatever we are, the 2020s now. I think it's really a time to remember that we're all of one heart. We're all brothers and sisters. We're all like custodians of this beautiful planet Earth that we're on, and we really need to really focus on our heart and the fact that we're all connected, and that we're all together. And I want to see what you guys are saying. Wait a second, I'm missing out on a conversation here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you. All right. So anyway, so there was more to that, but I got to see the whole, like they were doing some kind of a ceremony, and I was there, and it happened a couple of 100 years ago. So I was tapping into to an energy of a space. It was a sacred space. But anyways, moving right along in our little live stream today, I have my medicine card. I've got, you know this guy, maybe Thanksgiving is the turkey's favorite holiday. I don't know. But then again, maybe it is because turkey medicine is about the giveaway, according to the Native Americans. And every Thanksgiving, the turkeys give of their life in order for us to, in order to be the centerpiece. Although I don't eat meat, but for a lot of us to be the centerpiece of our celebration of thanks and gratitude. So the turkey is really centered around that. I wanted to just maybe read a paragraph or two from the medicine cards about turkey medicine. And there's a little poem here, that they do that says, "Ho, brother turkey, so freely you give of everything that you are, so others may truly live." And that really encapsulates what turkey medicine's about. And they're thought of as the giveaway eagle or south eagle of many native peoples. And interestingly, the turkey was slated to be the American national bird, by the way. And I mean, either choice works for me, honestly. But I think, at least from what I've heard through the grapevine, is that the eagle has, more of like a macho image or whatever. Turkeys, yeah, they look a little bit goofy. They don't appear to be intelligent, but they are very intelligent birds. So anyway, turkey got usurped by the eagle, but to the Native Americans, they hold equal power and equal esteem in their eyes. So the philosophy of giveaway was practiced by many tribes. Simply stated, it is the deep and abiding recognition of the sacrifices of both self and others. People in modern day society who have many times more than they need should study the noble turkey who sacrifices itself so that we may live. In turkey's death, we have our life. Honor turkey. And I'll read one more paragraph. Spectators unfamiliar with the cultural phenomena of the potlatch or giveaway ceremonies are often mystified by it. A tribal member may gladly give away all he or she owns and do without in order to help the people. In present day urban life, we are taught to acquire and get ahead. The person with the most toys wins the game. In some cultures, no one can win the game unless the whole of the people's needs are met. That's really important, for us to know that. A person who claims more than his or her share is looked upon as selfish or crazy or both. The poor, the aged, and the feeble have honor. The person who gives away the most and carries the burdens of the people is one of the most respected. And another quick stories. I used to have this beautiful smoky quartz healing crystal that had all these phantoms and they're like angels in it. It's like my absolute favorite piece. And I was doing a shamanic ceremony with a Peruvian shaman from Machu Picchu. He was actually said to be the chief shaman, and he would come up to not to Woodstock, but to the area annually, and do like limpias, which is energy healings for the shamanic for the South American shamanic people. It's called limpias, and there'd be some plant ceremony also, and I just this is like the second time I'd work with him, and I was just so moved by the ceremony and what I received. I received a really big heart expansion through that, and I just gave him this crystal. I said, his name. I feel like I shouldn't say his name, but um. But I gave him this crystal. I said, I want you to have this. I told him my guides want this for you, and he looked at it and he held it for a second. Then he looked at me and he said, would it be okay if I use this crystal to access your energy to help you to heal? And I was like, yeah, that would totally be okay. Thank you. And that's an example of the giveaway. So when we give from our heart freely, then we receive back from spirit. And that's exactly what happened. And I hope he still has this crystal and still working with it and using it. But he was amazing. I just like watched him work. I just saw him like just clear like all these entities from this poor woman, and she's like crying hysterically during the ceremony. But after it was done, she's like laughing. She felt better than she had for 20 years. Just amazing stuff. So with that said, and with a little bit of knowledge of what's going on, we're going to do a little, kind of a mini transmission. We did a very powerful one last night that you guys can go to also. I'm going to talk a little bit about heart-brain coherence, or working with the frequencies of the heart, because it's so important. The heart is basically the portal to spirit. It's sort of our indwelling spirit. So I often talk when I do my classes and seminars, and different ways to access spirit, whether it's for mediumship or channeling or whatever. I talk about the three points of light, or the 3 points of access to spirit, and I identify them as the center of the universe, the center of the earth, and the center of the heart. And the point being is, if you want to access spirit, you go to the center, you go to the heart, and it's the same spirit, it's the same energy you're accessing through these 3 different points. So the center of the universe, that's in physical terms the Big Bang, although the Big Bang theory is flawed, as we're learning more and more as we go deeper into science. But indeed, there was a what do you want to call it? An event. There was a bright event where physical reality was somehow created through the void, or through non-existence or whatever. And so the center of the universe, and then the center of the earth, there's a sun. In the center of the earth, there's a magnetic core, there's a molten crystal, the center of the earth. And then of course the center of the heart. So there's one heart. So through our physical heart, we can access universal heart. So we can do that through the source of the universe, the source of the earth, or through the source of the heart. And when you access the heart frequencies in a certain way, it's the master frequency. And I think of all the great teachers. I think Dr. Teresa Bullard explains that really, really well in her mystery teachings, or mystery school teachings. But basically, I talk a lot about, to get into gratitude, get into appreciation, and compassion. And when we can feel super grateful, of course, it sends a beautiful vibe out into the universe to attract more to be grateful for. But what I wanted to share with you today is to say it's not the gratitude, the appreciation, even the love itself. It's when you're able to cultivate and captivate those emotions, then you tap into that frequency, that master heart frequency. So it's accessible when we feel magnified gratitude and compassion in our hearts. And when you access that frequency, what happens is, or what happens to me anyway, is that I just get a surge of energy, and it feels like my head's exploding. That's when my heart and my brain are syncing, are becoming one, basically. And it's like sometimes it'll be bright light, sometimes my ears will ring off the hook, but it's always a big head rush. And I know when I experience that, I know I'm tapping into that master frequency. And when you become coherent with heart, so hearts want to be grateful, hearts want to feel love. That's when they're coherent. And because the brain and the heart are connected, they're the two largest electromagnetic generators in the body, the heart center and the crown center. The heart, according to Heart Math Institute's research, is actually 60 times stronger. So when you really bring that heart into that coherence and tap into that master frequency, the brain locks in also. And then you can experience a gamma, your brainwave experience. And then when the heart and the brain come into coherence, then we become coherent with spirit. So that's what I call the divine trinity, heart, mind, spirit, made in Mother Crone, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's the same divine trinity. It's how the three can be one and the one can be three. So it all starts with the heart. It all starts with accessing and, excuse me, water time. It all starts with accessing and expanding the frequency of the heart. So again, the master frequency becomes accessible when you can hold magnified gratitude. Now, we're going to bring in the master teachers to augment that in this meditation, to give you some energetic boost, to maybe jumpstart your heart frequency to the next level, so you can tap into that master frequency. And what happens when you're able to do that, especially if you do it in a consistent basis? Well, I'm glad you asked, or maybe I asked. um, for one thing, you tap into the creative forces of the universe. So the way to approach this is you want to get super present. And when you become present of mind, then you start to become present of heart. So that's the first step. You clear your thought, you clear your mind of thoughts, you tune into your breathing, you become present in the moment. And then when you reach that state of presence, and you start to hold magnified frequencies of gratitude, appreciation, love, compassion. And of course, it's Thanksgiving, so you want to count our blessings. What are we grateful for? But ultimately, you want to cultivate that gratitude just for the present moment, for nothing else. And again, as you're starting out, sometimes it's good. Well, I'm grateful I have a home. I'm grateful I have a warm bed. I'm grateful I have food in my refrigerator, and all that stuff is great. And we should always count our blessings, because for a lot of reasons. But the idea is you can get present and then cultivate gratitude and appreciation for nothing else but the present moment. You hit the sweet spot. It's hard to explain, but you hit the sweet spot energetically, and that's when all the magic happens, and that's when you tap into the master frequency. So that's how I do. That's how I teach Heart-Brain Coherence. We have a whole online course that I made. We're hoping it'll be available by February. I think the spring will be more realistic, and that'll actually be a course for purchase on what I call magnified Heart-Brain Coherence. So anyhow, Are we ready? Are we ready for action? Let's get going. So just get nice and relaxed for a moment and tune into your breathing. And maybe while we're at it, we can just think of, just what we're grateful for on this Thanksgiving Day. And even if you're not American, you can celebrate along with us, or vice versa. And just feel your breathing, feel your shoulders relaxing. And feel your chin, your cheeks, your eyes, forehead, all letting go and relaxing. Feel your back relaxing and your hips. And just going deeper and deeper into relaxation. Greetings, dear travelers of time and space and dimensions. We are so honored and grateful to be in your presence. For we are, as this and other channels say, the master teachers. However, we are consciousness, we are energy, we are beings of light, beings of love, and beings that dwell within the heart and the minds of all beings, of all creation, of all nature. And you too are the master teachers. And you are here to honor, to love, and to be, to learn, love, and grow. And in this day, in your calendar of gratefulness, of appreciation, of love, let us honor the heart. Let us honor one another. Let us honor each other in this great cosmic dance of life. And the music, the beat that drives this cosmic dance is love. Find the rhythm of love. Find the music of love. And let your heart sing. And let your minds soar like the eagles, to embody the feathers of the turkey, the essence of generosity, of abundance, understanding that you are abundance. You can give away that which would benefit another, for you are tapped into the abundance of the entire universe. And the only limitation of what you are able to create and attain, even on a material level, is the limitation of your own thinking, of your own programming, of your own belief systems. But as you begin to learn to tap into the master frequency through elevated emotions of gratitude, of compassion and love, you tap into the universal force that created everything, and through your heart, you can create that which many deem impossible in your physical world. And yes, there are many, many thousands who have used this energy to heal cancer or other horrible diseases of your physical world. However, it starts by looking at these things as a gift. Perhaps it's not horrible. Perhaps you are relating only to the Maya, to the illusion of the body. For many, many souls, as they suffer through terminal illness, come to the other side and express gratitude for that experience, for they would not have been able to learn their earthly lessons without it. We must learn not to judge, but to accept. We must learn how to feel in order to be whole. We must learn that we are much more powerful. In fact, we carry the infinite power of the universe within each and every one of your hearts, each and every one of our hearts. It is there to be tapped into. It's there to be awakened. And it is there to assist you in your growth, your evolution, and your spiritual life. We will at this time work energetically with the heart codes, with the gratitude codes at this time to assist you in awakening new portals of information that dwell within the heart center, which is encoded into each DNA strand within your entire body for your heart frequencies, not limited to your heart chakra, but is the totality of your being, and it is expressed in every cell, every atom, and every DNA strand in your body. So allow us to work with you to, shall we say, transmit the frequencies, the resonance pattern that will flip the switch on in order to activate the dormant energies. We will amend that and say these awakening energies, for they no longer are dormant, are they? For you are awakening, you are understanding, you are growing, you are expanding in love, you're expanding in healing. And yes, you can heal your body, you can heal your frequency and energy, for it's just a matter of reestablishing the balance of flow that is granted to you by your creator. For it is the programming that interferes with the natural flow of prana, of chi, through your physical vehicles. And it just starts by accepting and allowing love to vibrate through you, starting in the portals of the heart. Breathe, relax, and allow. We are increasing the frequency, we are increasing the magnitude. Relax, breathe, allow. Place gentle focus on the center of your chest. Feel that its chest expanding in the frequencies of gratitude, appreciation, and love. Feel the vibration getting stronger. We are supporting this for you. We are assisting with the frequencies. Allow the frequencies to expand and grow within the heart. Feel your brains now activating. Feel the frequency of the heart, shall we say, overtaking the brain. Surrounding the brain frequency, surrounding the mind, and becoming one. Feeling your heart expanding, your mind expanding through your body, through your aura, through your room, through your space, and feel your heart expand into the world around you, meeting and connecting with the other hearts, for it's one heart with billions, trillions of individual expressions. You are an important one of those expressions of the universal heart. To understand this, to embrace this, and to develop this is to free yourselves from the chains of karma, of cause and effect of a physical three-dimensional existence. So you can truly be in what many of your teachers call the fifth dimension. So you can truly be in this physical domain, but not of this physical three-dimensional world. The heart is your get out of jail free card. However, it's not a prison, it is a classroom. So look at this as your diploma. We tap into our channels experiences. And in this particular case, we draw upon one of your classic movies, The Wizard of Oz, where the great and powerful Oz was a little man behind a curtain who wound up being the greatest teacher of them all, but not by all the bells and whistles, by just being himself, just being humble, just being real. You are the humble caretakers of a new reality, born from leaves decaying in your autumn season. For in the spring new life shall spring forth. Feel your heart, feel the expansion. Relax and breathe. Ishu yanu none yana kayam. Iki amone yalama yanga. Ni yamono seyayani. Nisheo ayano nemayahin shitayana yo ingenaya hu. You're increasing the frequencies. Relax, breathe, allow. As your heart, your sphere, your universe connects with the larger multiverse around you, feel the universal heart and your individual heart aura being merged as one. Very good. Just allow the frequencies to wash through you, awakening, transforming your DNA cells and molecular patterns through this harmonic frequency of the heart. As the frequency is a harmony of sorts. It allows for the molecular and cellular patterns, shall we say, to come into a greater harmony, to adjust to a frequency. Just as sound vibrations can move tiny little metal filings. She'll help you to perceive more through the heart portal, which means to perceive more through your spirit. Practice working with the heart daily. You are love. You are love. We are complete. So start to also feel your root center and allow your heart, your brain that are one, your complete aura and vibration to also include your root center and feel your root extending downwards into the earth. And let's send a lot of love and compassion into the earth at this time. And to share this frequency with our brothers and sisters as we are in such uncertain times here on Spaceship Earth. Everything's changing. The old has to fall away for the new frequency, the new vibration to take hold as part of your evolution and transformation. This time to spread the love, share with the hearts of all beings. So that we may connect, we may understand the true meaning of community. We may understand that what we do to the other person, we do to ourselves. There's no separation. The only thing that separates us from each other is time, and time is an illusion. You are individual consciousness, individual beings of a collective whole, and you bring your individual experiences back to that collective. So now let's bring our experiences of expanded heart and heart-brain coherence to the world, to the frequencies that affects everybody, so that one day and hopefully soon people will not need to be hungry or not need to suffer at the hands of, well, shall we say, those who are separated from who they are as soul, as spirit, from those that wish to control and diminish and exert their power over others. As we work more with the heart frequency, we work more with the principle of connectiveness and equality. And once we get that, and once the consciousness shifts, then that's when things start to change in the world. That's when the rules become more just. That's when the politicians start to lead through consciousness rather than greed, rather than perpetuating an agenda that benefits a tiny few at the expense of a great many. It becomes really for the people, by the people. It starts with the heart. It starts by recognizing that we're connected. It starts with compassion. When we're compassionate, we can heal ourselves and heal others. So deepen your breathing, ground center. When you're ready, open your eyes. And let's dive back into our Thanksgiving celebrations for the Americans. And if you're not American, like I say, you can celebrate with us vicariously. I like to honor like Diwali and all the cultural holidays also, because they have meaning in my heart as well. And Diwali and Thanksgiving tend to overlap some years anyways. All right, so happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We'll see you again Sunday morning at 11 for tarot time, and then we start to get into the December vibe, which is going to be very interesting. So thanks again, everybody. I know, like I said, a lot of you are going to be here as a video rather than live, because it is Thanksgiving. We're making food, maybe watching football games or whatever we're doing, big family time. So we're all family. We're all family of the heart. Thank you for being here. And by the way, speaking of family, we do the more detailed, in-depth work with the master teachers on Spirit Mind Family, which is our Patreon group. So I'll leave a link for that in the pinned comment for you. All right. Thanks again. I love you. Stay safe, stay happy, stay whole, stay free.